I'm Chris with South Florida Hockey Watch, and this is the 7th episode covering Game 5 of the Washington-Carolina Eastern Conference semifinals. Carolina falls to Washington 6-0. There are not words for the shit show that this game was. For all of us Caniacs that were watching this game tonight, I have no clue where the Canes we saw the last two games at PNC Arena went to. I mean, they were out there, they were skating poorly, playing poorly, making some pretty bad decisions that we paid for during that entire game. I mean, our power play was absolutely abysmal's not even the right word for it. I mean, we went 0 for 5. We couldn't even get on the frickin' board on the power play. I mean, granted, Washington has a great power play or penalty kill unit, but come on, after we just dominated the last two games, even including the power plays. I mean, Dougie Hamilton registered 2 power play goals just 2 frickin' games ago. What happened? And I'm not gonna lie, the officiating during this game was just absolute garbage. I can't count the number of honestly dirty and dangerous hits that the Washington Capitals got away with against our players. I mean, the hit on Greg McKegg, the hit on Calvin DeHaan, who just recently came back from a concussion protocol outing. Oh my god. And then what was with the Nick Dowd being awarded a penalty shot? I mean, where did that come from? Yeah, granted, it gave the Capitals a 5-0 lead, but it just goes to show I shouldn't even, caliber is not the right word because it's definitely not a caliber. I can't even think of a word with how livid I am with the officiating in this game, because it was clear that they were just going to let the Washington Capitals drive out there on the ice and play like the frickin' Hanson brothers. I mean, this game, there is just no amount of cursing or just, I don't think there's enough words in the dictionary that could turn around and describe how much hot garbage this 6-0 game in DC was. There was at least a dozen times that penalties could have been called against the Washington Capitals during that game, and why they let so many of them go, I don't know. I mean, with the way the officiating went, they may as well have been wearing Washington Capitals sweaters for all I care. Now, granted, I mean, that may be a bit of my Carolina Hurricanes fan bias, but that's the way it came off to me with the way this game was officiated. I mean, 5 of God knows how many that should have been called throughout the game, especially the McKegg hit and the Calvin DeHaan hit, both of which should have honestly been called at least 2 minutes, honestly 5 minutes, because they were directly to the head and looked like they had intent to injure. I mean, the Washington Capitals, I got it, they're a little mad that TJ Oshie's out for the rest of the season because of an injury that just happened to be accidental. Now, granted, I get it. It's the playoffs. It's going to be chippy. It's going to be brutal. There's going to be a lot of calls that normally that would get called that are going to get blown off, but intentionally dangerous hits like the ones on McKegg and Calvin DeHaan should have been called. Probably 5 minutes, possibly match penalties, just because of how blatant and dangerous and intentional those hits were. It's not Nikita Kucherov level boarding like we saw during the Tampa Bay series, but it's still pretty bad. I mean, the Hurricanes are already down 3 forwards, so it looks like the Capitals just want to honestly go out there, pinball everybody, not giving a dang if they actually go out there and injure anybody by raising their elbows up and clocking people in the head. That's not the right way to go about playing in the playoffs at all. Outside of my bias as a Carolina Hurricanes fan, congratulations to the Washington Capitals for the shutout win. It should have been a lot closer, in my opinion, but still, big congratulations. We're going to a Game 6. It could go to a Game 7, depending on how things go in Raleigh. So we'll see how that goes. That'd be PNC, loudest barn in the NHL, so this series ain't over yet. This is Chris from South Florida Hockey Watch signing off. Maniacs, if you like what I'm doing, please like, share, and subscribe to me on YouTube, as well as following me on Twitter at Destra19Kilo. That's at DESTRAA19K. Look forward to seeing you next time. Hopefully we take it home in Game 6.